They say love is between two people. But what happens when a third shows up after death? My name is Elena, and for most of my life, I believed in soulmates. I thought mine was Mason. We met in college, fell for each other hard and fast, and moved in together within a year. He was everything I want, attentive, creative, deep. But there was always a part of him I couldn't reach, like some door inside him was locked, and I didn't have the key. It wasn't until he introduced me to Lily that I realized someone else had the key all along. He said she was a childhood friend. Said she'd moved away after high school, and they'd recently reconnected on some obscure old platform. He looked anxious when he told me, but I didn't ask questions. Why would I? I trusted him. The first time I met her, something felt wrong. She was beautiful, effortlessly so. Pale skin, long black hair, soft-spoken with eyes that didn't blink often enough. She barely looked at me during our introduction, but kept staring at Mason like he was air after drowning. After she left, I asked him about her. He hesitated. She's been through a lot, he said. Actually, I laughed, thought he was being dramatic, but he wasn't. Mason told me Lily had vanished in high school. Her car went off a bridge during a storm. The body was never found. Everyone assumed she'd died. He said he blamed himself for years. I asked him what happened between them. She loved me, he said quietly, and I didn't handle it well. I didn't ask more. I should have. Over the next few days, strange things started happening. Mason grew distracted, like his mind was somewhere else, or with someone else. And Lily started showing up, unannounced. Once, I woke up in the middle of the night to get water and saw her sitting on the couch. She didn't say anything, just stared at the TV, which wasn't even on. When I turned on the lights, she was gone. I asked Mason about it, and he swore he hadn't seen her in days. That's when I started hearing the whispers. At first, I thought it was a neighbor's TV or voices from the street. But they were inside our apartment, inside our bedroom. He loved me first. You don't deserve him. You took him from me. Sometimes I'd wake up and Mason would be sitting upright in bed, staring at the wall. Once, he whispered Lily's name in his sleep hand. When I touched his arm to wake him, he turned to me with his eyes wide open, still dreaming. I began to realize that Lily was never alive to begin with, not anymore. Whatever she was now, she wasn't human. Not fully. One evening, I came home to find a puddle of water in our hallway, even though nothing had spilled. At the center of it, a single, muddy foot. And then I found the photograph. It was tucked under my pillow. A picture of Mason and Lily as teenagers. He had his arm around her. She was smiling in a way I'd never seen her smile in life. On the back, in delicate handwriting, "We'll be together forever." I confronted Mason. He broke down. Told me everything. He and Lily had dated in high school. She'd become obsessive, possessive. When he tried to break things off, she refused. She followed him, stalked him, and finally, after he pushed her away for good, she drove off a bridge during a storm. He was the last one to see her alive. He never told anyone. And now, she was back. She's in the walls, he said through tears. She's in my head. I can feel her. Like she's waiting. I reached out to a local spiritual medium. Her name was Verna. She didn't ask questions. Just nodded when I told her Lily's name. She's not a ghost, Verna said. She's something else. Something that learned to come back. That night, we held a. Verna lit a single candle and placed the photograph between us. The flame flickered violently, even though the windows were shut. The room dropped in temperature. Then Verna spoke, her voice almost not her own. "Lily, Why are you here? He was mine. You took him? You need to go. He doesn't want me gone. And then the candle went out. For a moment, there was only darkness. Then Mason gasped, his back arched, and he screamed like something was being torn out of him. Verna yelled for me to hold him down. I saw something move under his skin, like a shadow writhing inside him. She's inside him, Verna whispered. She's wearing him like a coat. I was given one choice, a soul separation ritual. Dangerous, rare. One of us had to willingly offer ourselves as a vessel to draw her out. I volunteered. The ritual began at midnight. Verna chanted words I didn't understand. I sat in a circle of salt, holding the photo of Lily. The air thickened. I couldn't breathe. Then I felt it, something cold slipping into me, like water rushing into my lungs. Memories that weren't mine began to flood in. Lily laughing with Mason. Lily screaming in her car as it hit the water. Lily drowning. Lily waiting. And then Lily watching me kiss him. She hated me. Not because I took him, but because he loved me freely and not her. I heard her voice in my mind. If I can't have him in life, I'll have him in death. But then I did something she didn't expect. I forgave her. I told her I was sorry for her pain, for his betrayal, for the loneliness that followed. And she screamed, not in rage, but in anguish. A sound that shattered something between us. She dissolved like ash in my veins. And then, silence. I woke up in Mason's arms. Verna was gone. No trace of the ritual remained. Mason doesn't remember any of it. He says Lily really did die in that accident, and my story must be grief or trauma manifesting. He smiles again now, sleeps peacefully. But I don't, because sometimes, when I look at Mason, I see a flicker in his eyes, a reflection that isn't mine. Sometimes when he kisses me, I feel cold lips press against mine first. And sometimes, just before I sleep, I hear it again. He was mine.